with you, man.
What's up?
Just
Yeah.
give us 2 minutes.
Okay.
So tell us who you are. What's your family story? We're at the Oscar Grant 15-year celebration. Why are you here?
I'm here to support what Oscar Grant means for us as a community, as a society, and to support the Oscar Grant family, and to thank them for everything they've been able to accomplish in this 15 years because it's changed the world in ways, and it wouldn't have happened without them having the courage to speak up, to demand change, um, and to demand no more of this kind of killing. And so it began a change, and it didn't stop the killings, but it stopped the reaction to the killings, and it made more of us be able to stand up when it happened to us.
Right. So you have a unique story. Do you want to share your family story situation or your people
Yeah. Okay. So, well, I mean, a relevant part is my stepson Angelo Quinto. He was killed by Antioch police on December 23rd, 2020, and his story is that he wasn't under any common substances of abuse. He had no weapons. He wasn't a threat. His sister just kind of freaked out. She was really young. Um, she called 911 because he was having a mental health crisis. He was really paranoid. And the police came and they saw that everything was calm, even though she was, frankly, freaking out about it on the phone. But when they came in, it was all quiet. They actually made jokes about it. But they proceeded to just put Andrew on the floor and get on him. There were four officers that eventually responded, but they put weight on the back of his neck and kept him in a prone position for what looks like to be 12 to 14 minutes now. Now that we've analyzed all the video of that night, there were multiple cameras like outside the house and stuff. And so they killed Angelo in this way. They asphyxiated him in front of his mother in her bedroom floor, right in front of her. Um, and they did it they just didn't care. I think is it. They kept on asking idle questions. Hey, Andrew, you gonna be good now? He didn't answer because he had passed out. He was, he was being asphyxiated, and they just didn't care that he didn't answer. They just kept a kind of a lighthearted thing where they just didn't care about what was going on with him, and just kept on asking her questions of but without ever putting him in a position where he could breathe. And they just kind of forgot about him. They didn't care about him. They dehumanized him. They lacked basic human respect for another human being. And so what happened that night is they started with the cover-up, and that cover-up was never stopped. That cover-up began with the officers who began to ask questions about what we did to kill Angelo that night, and then they served felony warrant search and spent 9 hours in the house trying to figure out. So originally, when they're on video saying, "Oh, it's just a mental health thing. We're just going to take him to the hospital. There's no crime being committed here." And then when he died, they figured out he's basically dead. Then all of a sudden, it's a felony search warrant against him because he must have done something. Otherwise, why is he dead? So we began the whole blame the victim thing. They eventually, because our lawyers said, when they can't come up with anything, they're going to come up with excited delirium. They're going to blame the victim for having himself killed through excited delirium, getting too excited by having, you know, police officers on them and supposedly being on drugs or whatever. And they've made up different stories. So we've had the police cover up. We've had the sheriff coroner say that he died from excited delirium. Again, the sheriff is the coroner in Contra Costa County. That doesn't make any sense. And then we had the DA, Diana Becton, who's lacked all integrity and courage. I think she wants to get ahead, so she lied in her report, her office, and I ended up adding some things we can prove are completely untrue. But they just hide behind trying to get more confusing and trying to confuse us, but they haven't been able to. We know what happened. We have an independent pathologist. We've been able to pass some laws because we've been able to tell our story and convince people that this doesn't make any sense. So excited delirium as of today is gone in California. Today it is illegal for a government official to cite excited delirium as the cause of death because AB 360 was passed in the name of Angelo. And, but we're here. We're being taught by the family of Oscar Grant. We've worked with them a lot and many other families that have suffered this as you try to figure out what we can do to make sure the death was not in vain. Because we don't have access to normal justice. The police officers, they're not being prosecuted. So same story, it's not a new story.
Right.
But it can happen, we didn't think and officially, by the way, Angelo's not counted in the statistics. He died from a quote-unquote accident called excited delirium.
Right. And so what police station was it?
This is the Antioch Police Department.
Antioch.
Known now for
They,
Massive amounts of racist text messages today. Half the police force is out on administrative leave, mostly because of all the different crimes that are being charged or investigated by different agencies.
right. A lot of people, for those who don't know, Antioch Police Department basically, a bunch of dudes from Antioch are going to get out of jail because they may or may not have had guns and drugs planted on them. And the Antioch Police Department got caught up for what I would just call like real mafia type of behavior. And yeah, so this is the same police department.
Yeah, this is before that. So we've had a couple chiefs since Angelo's death, yeah, that's the same police department. Now those at the time, it was different, right? They didn't even have body cams. So the first thing we had to do is we were demanding, where's the body cam video? Oh, there's no body cams. It's one of 7 cities in California that didn't have body cams. So it was a very different culture, a culture of just trusting blindly, of a lack of accountability and transparency, of just, your police chief is unquestionable and above the law. No, really, that's what it was. And so it's going through painful changes to try to change that. Right? It's not easy.
Right. And what's the law that was changed specifically because of your step?
So there's been 2. We've tried 3. 1 failed. So the first one was AB 490.
Mm-hmm.
That was actually called the Andrew Quinto Act. That was became effective in 2022, and that banned the hold that leads to positional asphyxia, the need to neck maneuver.
Right, like the
called.
George Floyd, as far as a lot of people know it.
Yeah, it's very powerful. You basically deprive somebody of oxygen. Are they going to be compliant when they have no oxygen? You betcha. But that should not be a way to treat the public that they're supposed to be serving. So that was banned. It made California the 2nd state in the nation only to do so. The next year, we tried to separate the sheriff in corners, and that failed at the last second. California is one of 3 states that allow that.
Right.
And now it's AB 360, preventing excited delirium by government officials in California, a determination of excited delirium, and we're the first state.
And that passed.
And that passed and became effective today.
And say that one again, AB?
That is AB 360. It prevents government officials from citing excited delirium and that kind of terminology that's not endorsed by the medical community as the cause of death.
Wow. AB 360, ladies and gentlemen. So, yeah, man, I appreciate you, man. Thank you for interviewing with me. Yeah.
You're a talented man. So
Yeah, no, I'm going to follow up with you. We're going to get some footage sent to you and work on some content. Tell the story.
Yeah.
Yep. I got you. All right. Hey. Not yet.
Yeah, you get it.
Okay.
Uncle Bobby. He ain't talking. He talking. Uncle Bobby, come here.
Uncle Bobby?
Uncle Bobby. Go
Yeah.
ahead, Uncle Bobby. But don't be.
Hey.
Oh, okay.
What's up with you?
I love that poetry you spit earlier.
Yeah.
Listen, we
Thank
want to
you.
have so this is our 10th anniversary for Love Not Blood campaign and Families United for Justice. If you don't know, Uncle Bobby started the Oscar Grant Foundation. And we ran it for 5 years. Then we gave it to Wanda when she got her voice, right?
Yeah.
So we've been bringing families together for 10 years. Like, we pay for their hotel, we do all that. And they came to the conference. We was in Long Beach.
Yeah.
Stayed at. So what I was going to say is that there's about 15 songs about Oscar, or 30. It's more than that, it's like 20. It's like more than that. But the ones that we like the most are 15, and we're going to have a concert. And we're going to bring some of those artists back. And so we would love to have you. When we get to it, it's going to be in July. So
Okay. Yeah, y'all can sign me up. Y'all can sign me up, man. For real. I would love.
when I do this.
Oh, it's time to cut. Okay.
All right.
So
So
be long-winded.
yeah. So Uncle Bobby,
Yeah.
we have Oscar Grant's uncle in the building, and I was filming at an event. You was at that event that Angela Davis came to after, wasn't you? Or weren't you on that panel?
Yes.
Yeah,
I
I was filming over there.
Oh, okay. Right.
Yeah,
Right.
yeah.
That was
The Black August.
Black August, George Jackson and them. Yeah. Exactly.
Yep. Okay, so go ahead and tell us about really about what we're doing here today, and then what you have planned next. I might ask a couple questions. But
Okay.
yeah.
So today again is the 15th anniversary of the murder of my nephew. Of course, my baby sister, that is, son, Oscar Grant. Sadly, but yet blessed, every year on the 1st here at the Fruitville BART station where he was murdered. Matter of fact, right about in this location here, that didn't know window is where Oscar was murdered.
Wow.
We make sure that we have a anniversary date celebration of the beginning of the year here. Of course, that journey, as you know, in the past 15 years, entailed us getting this street name, Oscar Grant the Third Way. It also entailed us being able to get a mural put here on the wall that features who Oscar is. You know, of course, during that journey, we were able to get a piece of legislation passed, which was the citizen oversight with an independent auditor. You know, and then just recently, which will be opening in April, I believe it is, or June, the Oscar Grant Youth Empowerment Center that George Galvez was inspirational in naming that with our brown brothers and sisters here in the Fruitville District, you know, showing the unity that we have and the essence behind the reason why he named it that, because it's about empowering our youth, whether you're black, brown, or even marginalized white. You know, you need a place where you can come to get the tools to understand what activism is, to spit lyrics like you shared earlier. You know what I'm saying? It's something that can constantly raise our minds to do the work that is required to bring about real systemic change. But you know, just to talk about today, again, it was a beautiful day. We had speakers, we had entertainers, we had impacted families out here, and then most importantly, we had the community of Oakland here that embraced us, that loved on us, that stood with us, that cried with us, that prayed for us, and even some went to jail for us in the name of Oscar Grant, so that we can get, for the first time in California state history, an officer arrested, charged, convicted, and sent to jail. And out of that was birthed the hyphy movement. You remember the name, the hyphy movement?
Yes, I
But
do.
you probably was around at that time.
Oh yeah,
period,
yeah,
so
I
you
was
know
in
what
it.
I'm saying? So I mean, the artistry that came behind it, the spoken word that came behind that, the youngsters that elevated themselves behind what happened to Oscar, all about real social change. You know, we see students. We see students all around the world that will walk up to us and say, "Man, Uncle Bobby, I just graduated from Howard. I'm a psychologist, or I'm an attorney today." You know, and so to see and witness that. You know, I don't know how old you were when Oscar was murdered,
I was 18.
but see, when you was 18, and it constantly pricked your mind so that you came up with a piece of poetry that speaks about the murder of Oscar Grant and how we not gonna never forget his name. I mean, that was sharp how you did that. I have
Thank
to say,
you.
I'm giving you credit.
Thank you.
I
Yeah.
appreciate that. But as you know, I'm a married man, and the wife is calling.
All
So
right. I feel you. I'm trying to get like you, man. Go happy wife, happy life.
He got two damn, he got two damn combinations. I'm hungry and sleepy.
Right. All right. Well, happy New Year, y'all. Happy New Year. And we gonna keep in contact. I'm gonna get this
Yeah.
interview to you.
okay.
So we
Yeah,
gonna
yeah, do that.
So,
So how you gonna do it? How you gonna post it?
I do YouTube and Instagram right now.
Okay.
YouTube and Instagram. And that's pretty much it. All right.
I was gonna sit there and shut you down because you just like Uncle Bobby.
All right.
I am just like
Y'all enjoy yourself. But yeah, man, we out. We got Jabari Shaw in the building, ladies and gentlemen. We're gonna have a Power to the People podcast or something. I'm gonna do the Sober Gang podcast first. You should do Power to the People podcast.
Yeah, for real.
Cause my thing, it's a mystery. Quit smoking weed, quit drinking, and next I'm trying to quit nicotine, but I ain't even messing with that quitting yet. I got my vape at home.
got too many things to quit at once.
Too many things to quit at once, man.
Yeah.
But I'm like, it lowered my recidivism. Ever since I did 2 years when I was 16, I got out. I didn't touch a drug, a chemical pill since. But then I was just struggling with smoking and drinking.
I've been sober
Yeah.
for 6 days, bro.
Ooh!
Yeah, man.
I can't say how long I've been celibate. Then one of them gonna count. They go, I'm gonna get in trouble. No, I'm just kidding. I'm a celibate, man. 20 months, yeah. My ex need to go on and let me go. Tired of you playing with a revolutionary brother that needs a strong. Hey man, I'm single, ladies. I'm single. If you're looking for a good revolutionary man to cook for and send to work with a nice hefty sandwich, I will take that sandwich, eat it, and be faithful. I'm out.
Right here, folks. WTV.
Oh, I'm feeling good, man. This was good. I almost didn't make it. I'm glad I did.